Hello everyone, Nick here, your English fluency coach, to help you start to feel more confident and fluent, to talk about everyday topics and common topics in English. Today I'm talking about computers and technology, a very useful topic because we all use technology now, right? It's a big part of our lives, and computers. Almost everyone is using a computer or uses a computer. So this is the topic, talking about technology and computers. Now before I start, remember to subscribe to my video lessons if you want to get more of these. So just click subscribe. And at the end, I'm going to tell you about a program where you can learn how to use these phrases confidently in your speaking. So let's start. Now, what I'm going to do in this lesson is I'm going to tell you a story, a true story, kind of mostly true, about my experience with computers. A problem I had with my computer. So I'm going to talk and I'm going to use some common phrasal verbs and expressions in this. You can listen and try to guess the meaning, and then after I will explain to you what these mean. So a while ago, I got up in the morning, and I do a lot of my work on the computer with my business. So I got up and I started up my computer. And then I had a Skype lesson. I had a Skype session with one of my students. So I'm teaching students online with Skype. And usually it's fine. But there's one particular day we got cut off. Gone. The student disappeared and I couldn't see her or hear her. So we just got cut off. And so I was a bit stressed, as you can imagine. Anyway, I shut down the computer and I started it up again, but it just wouldn't work. And I realized that there was a problem with the computer. I was really worried then, and I didn't know what to do. So I called a computer technician, and I took it to a computer shop, and I explained what had happened. And he asked me if I had backed up my computer, and I realized I had not backed it up, not much. Just a few files and some videos and things, but not everything. So he said that's a bit of a problem. Anyway, he looked at it, he checked out the computer, and I went away. He spent some hours looking at this. He carried out a few tests on the computer, and it seemed that someone had hacked into it. Would you believe someone had hacked into my computer somehow and put a virus in there? So I was not happy at all. I talked to the technician and I said, well, I'm not surprised this has happened because the computer has been playing up for quite a long time with a few little problems and a few hiccups here and there. I'd had a few hiccups with my computer and it had been playing up on me. So anyway, I was a bit surprised because it was a good computer. You know, it had all the bells and whistles and I thought because it was a good brand, it was a good label, that it was light years ahead of the rest. But still there are problems and still these things can happen. Hackers can get into your computer. Anyway, it turned out that I had to buy a new one. And I went to Apple and got a brand new computer. The salespeople there helped me out really well and they got it up and running for me. So it was up and running and I was working again. And I could teach on Skype, no problem. So there we are. I used a lot of phrasal verbs and some idioms there to talk about technology and computers. Did you catch them? Let's go through them. First, I will just give you a list and then we'll talk about them. So, in no particular order, I said, number 1, start up. 2, shut down. 3, cut off. 4, carry out. 5, back up. 6, hack into. And some expressions. A few hiccups. It's been playing up. Bells and whistles. Light years ahead. And up and running. Okay, so let's talk about these. Let's talk about the first one. Start up. Number 1, start up. Start up your computer. So that is a phrasal verb, which simply means to press start, and boom, the computer starts. So often when you talk about computers or computer technology, you start up the computer. You can just say, I started the computer, but it's not that common. We usually say start up. Just start it up. There are some other meanings for start up, but it's in technology, we use it to turn it on. Another one, turn it on, turn on the computer. You can say turn on. So, I started up my computer. Number 2, shut down. I'm sure you've heard this one, shut down. I shut down my computer, which means I turned it off. You can also say, I turned it off. I shut down my computer. This is very common. Number 3, cut off. So I said I was doing a Skype lesson and I got cut off. I got cut off. So that means somehow I was disconnected from the connection. So when you lose power or electricity or internet connection, you can say you get cut off. Get cut off. So we use the verb get with this one. It means it happens to you, to get cut off. It's also when you're on the phone and you're talking to someone. And hello, yeah, okay, I'm going to do, well, hello? Hello? Oh, sorry. I went through a tunnel and I got cut off. I was on the train. I went through a tunnel and I got cut off. So it means the phone disconnected or the signal dropped. We can also say the signal dropped out. The signal dropped out. Or I got cut off. Sorry, I have to call you back. 4, carry out. The computer technician had to carry out some tests. To carry out something means to do a test or examine something, usually technology, or it can be in science. When you talk about going to the hospital for people, you can carry out some tests to check if someone has a disease or some problem with their body. We have to carry out some tests. So I guess it sounds a little bit serious, doesn't it? But it is usually when you carry out tests. Next one, number 5. Hack into. To hack into a computer or a computer program or a machine. Maybe you've heard this one. This is when somebody illegally enters your computer system from somewhere else. So when somebody hacks into your computer, they will enter it and somehow from some other location, I don't know how they do it, but they will get your details and they can change something in the computer. They can put a virus in there. So it's not good. And with this one, we also say get hacked into. I got hacked into, or I got hacked. You can simply say I got hacked. Next one, number 6. Back up. Did you back up your computer? I forgot to back it up. Back it up. We can separate this. I forgot to back it up. So that means to take your files and put them on another system, on a separate system. So we back up our files on our computer and our information. That means we put copies of these files on another piece of technology called a hard drive. We often call it an external hard drive. Or you can put it into the cloud now. That's very common. So we have iCloud or we have Dropbox and different systems like this. Then I used some idioms and expressions. I said, my computer has been playing up. It's a bit strange, isn't it? Playing up? Playing up? When something plays up, it's a negative meaning. It means it causes problems or it doesn't work properly. So when we talk about objects and technology, it means it doesn't work. It causes problems. It shuts down or it's too slow or something like that. My computer has been playing up. We can also use it for people, often children. This means they are being naughty or badly behaved. The kids are playing up again. Just stop it, please. The kids are playing up again. You could use it for adults, but this is often has a bit of a sexual meaning. He's been playing up. It means he's been having an affair, sleeping with another person. So being naughty. That is not as common, but we do use it in that way. I also said there have been a few hiccups with my computer. I've had a few hiccups with the computer. So hiccup, if you watch my body actions video, you will know that one meaning is to describe, it's a word for a body action, which is it's when your diaphragm spasms. So it's when your diaphragm spasms and you go like that. So that is one meaning. Okay. But when we talk about technology, it means a few problems, a few delays. When you say, I've had a few hiccups with my computer, there's been some problems. You can use it to talk about business projects. Sorry, the project is delayed. We've had a few hiccups. So it could be technology hiccups relating to technology, or it could be some delays, some other kinds of problems in the systems. We've had a few hiccups. Very common. Next, I said my computer, I thought it had all the bells and whistles. What are the bells and whistles? Shh. Whistles. Bells and whistles. Well, this expression means it has all the modern and popular features. So for example, my phone, my iPhone, I have all the apps on here, and I have the iTunes, I have music, I have a diary on here and a calendar, all the bells and whistles, all the things I need. Then I said, I thought this kind of computer was light years ahead of the rest. Light years ahead means very advanced, more advanced than the other competition. Example, Apple technology is light years ahead of the rest. Maybe you disagree. You might think Samsung or some other technology is better. But we can say it's more advanced. It's much better. It's light years ahead. Way ahead. The final one was up and running. Now this is very common when you talk about computers. My computer is up and running. My new computer is up and running. Phew! Thank goodness. So it means it is now working. You can use it to talk about a computer or a website. Great! My new website is up and running. It's active and it's live. There you go. So, a few phrasal verbs and expressions which are very common on the topic of technology and computers. Start up, shut down, cut off, carry out, back up, hack into. It's been playing up. A few hiccups, bells and whistles, light years ahead, up and running. Great, I hope that helps you. Try to incorporate it into your speaking. Try to make it part of your speaking. Maybe for this week, this is your focus, technology and computers. This is your topic. So write them down, put them on your wall. Make it part of your life. This is the only way to improve. Make a sentence below here in the comments and I will reply and help you. So that's another good way to practice. If you want to keep practicing your English and get feedback from me, a native English speaker, a native English teacher, and practice how to use these kinds of phrasal verbs on many topics, you might be interested in joining my Real English Fluency program, which starts on April 10. I'm really excited to start this. You will go on a course for 6 weeks and you will learn how to talk about these kinds of topics and use phrasal verbs and idioms with confidence. There are 2 levels. You can do a standard level and you can do a premium level. With the premium level, you will have some more interaction from me and some Skype lessons as well. But with both levels, you will get feedback on your speaking and writing. So I will correct you individually, just you. So check the link down below. You can go to the page onlinecourses.realenglishspeaker.com. Get some information on this. Ask me some questions and maybe we'll see you in the course. See you in the next video.